It was my third day married. I was on the honeymoon, and in a depressive state because my son wasn't there. I popped a lot of my prescription medication for depression and PTSD, and chased it with vodka and wine and different things like that. And after that, I don't remember a lot of what happened. But definitely, according to police reports, I got put on a bunch of clothes and on a hot summer day and ran into a place barefooted and proceeded to demand money, and was arrested immediately following the incident, without any altercations or any complications. Just was arrested, and I was charged with 2 counts of first-degree robbery, and because the weapon it wasn't a weapon, but because the device used was a toy, they decided not to charge me with armed criminal action, which they probably could have anyway. On that day, December 1st, 2009, my only son, Nelson Hopkins Sr., namesake, was murdered on his way walking home from the Plaza Library. He had filled out his application for Truman State. He wanted to earn a double major in business and music, and he had selected Truman State after doing his research. He looked at UMKC, Rockhurst, St. Louis University, and some other schools. But he chose Truman State. I signed his application, I think the couple of days before that, and he was going to the library to get more information and get course, print out courses and all that. And he was murdered. Apparently, he was robbed of the $45 he had on his pocket that he earned at Anthony's Italian restaurant that weekend before. And he was murdered and left dead. The Rockhurst University security found him. According to them, he was still alive when they got there, but he was gasping for air and holding his chest. And by the time the emergency vehicles got to where he was at, he was already dead. He was dead on arrival. This is according to what I have read. I haven't read any police reports as of yet, or any autopsies or anything like that. I haven't seen anything of that nature, period. So that's what happened that day. And his sister, Nettie Mae, is the one who informed me. My goddaughter, Nettie Mae, told me that he had gotten murdered, that the police showed up at their house early December 2nd, 12:30 in the morning. Apparently he got killed at 9 p.m. the night before. I'm apologizing for my criminal actions, for compromising the public safety. I'm apologizing for the harm I caused the victims and the victims' families, the owners of the business, the peaceful community in Blue Springs. I'm apologizing for the work that had to go into even prosecuting this case. The detectives who had to get off other more serious cases to come interview me for something that I had no business doing. I'm apologizing to my family and my friends for the disappointment that I caused them and how much I hurt them. I mean, the carnage that I left behind from what I've done, I could never calculate. I've had some family and friends who've expressed themselves and they're just as baffled as I am about why this all happened. They tell me over and over, we know you're a good person, we know you're a good guy. What happened? And when they hear about the drinking and the popping the pills, well, that makes a lot more sense to us. We know you wouldn't do this in a sober state of mind, which is true. But what I have to explain to them is that it's still my responsibility, and I'm never going to say the devil made me do it. To blame it on drugs and alcohol is the reason why I did something. To me it is an underlying factor, but the choice to drink and to begin with is my choice. So whatever happens after that, I'm responsible for, whether I remember it or not. And I have to accept that responsibility. I accept that responsibility. I'm accountable for what I've done. And I want to make amends as best as I can. Some people will not accept my apology. Some people won't accept my amends. And that's okay. As long as I know that I've done my best to try and make things right or restore back as much as I've taken, as much as I can, I have to be comfortable with moving forward in my life from that point. And at this point, it's important to me that I get as well as I can mentally, knowing that I have a mental health handicap, so that I can be a father to my two girls, Serenity and Zoe, and so that I can, again, work towards building my son's legacy, because I smeared his name. I feel terrible about everybody I hurt, especially him. And I thank God for good friends like Rockhurst, who still let the community center host his runs every year. And people like Father Wanless with the Urban Rangers, and who's been helpful, and Bruce McGregor, Freedom Fire Urban Ministries, Harvest Church International, Dr. Steve House, Victorious Life, Pastor Mark Talbot. It's been a lot of people who still have been supportive in spite of me. And I owe more than a debt to society. I owe the rest of my life. And for the rest of my life, I'm gonna do all that I can to try and right the wrongs as much as I can. I owe. And so I'm saying I'm sorry for the disappointment, embarrassment, and hurt that I caused everybody, including myself. So that's why I'm apologizing.